Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Friday, the 1st of November 2024. I'm Michael Thompson. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. So let's jump into story number 1. The S&P ASX 200 finished down 0.5% today to 8,119 points, having fallen during the day to its lowest point in 7 weeks. For the month of October, the market is down more than 1%. The financials led the market lower, with Macquarie falling sharply after announcing half-year results. I'll have a bit more on that one shortly. National Australia Bank led the big banks lower, while the iron ore miners were mixed. Energy stocks were among the strongest, helped by a surge in the price of oil as tensions in the Middle East flared overnight. In corporate news, building materials company Fletcher Building rose despite news that the New Zealand Commerce Commission was suing its Winston Wallboards unit for allegedly using rebates to secure supply deals. Packaging giant Amcor fell after it reaffirmed its fiscal 2025 outlook and delivered a slightly higher quarterly dividend from a year ago. Insurance group Tower tumbled. It's not necessarily a good combination of words, is it? But it fell on news that Chief Executive Officer Blair Turnbull was stepping down, and fund manager Pengana Capital dropped sharply after seeking approval to raise its annual buyback limit. On to story number 2 now, and Macquarie Group, which I mentioned before, has reported a 14% jump in net profit to $1.6 billion for the 6 months to the end of September. However, the figure was down 23% compared to the March 24 half and was below expectations. Macquarie's share price fell 3.6% in response. A highlight was higher management fees across the business. Macquarie extended its $2 billion on-market share buyback for a further 12 months. As at October 31, yesterday, the company had purchased about $1 billion worth under the program. Chief Executive Shamara Wickramanayake did not provide detailed earnings guidance and said the investment bank continues to maintain a cautious stance with a conservative approach to capital. On to story number 3 now, and more than 1,200 of Australia's biggest companies paid no corporate income tax in the 2023 financial year, according to the Tax Office. The latest annual tax transparency report shows that big corporations paid more than $100 billion in tax, up 17% from the previous year. The oil and gas sector paid a combined $11.6 billion. Strong commodity prices, project production cycles, and $4.3 billion realised through ATO audits, anti-avoidance programs, and compliance checks in that sector drove the result, according to the Financial Review. At nearly $55 billion, miners paid more tax than all other sectors combined in the year and paid 5 times more than they did 8 years earlier. Story number 4, the endorsements for Kamala Harris keep growing, with 23 Nobel laureates releasing a letter overnight endorsing the Democratic nominee for Tuesday's election. So too did the biggest basketball star of all, LeBron James. Basketballer, 23 Nobel laureates. Don't know if they quite balance out, but it still doesn't mean that she will win, with Donald Trump ahead in the betting markets. For his part, this is quite extraordinary. Donald Trump has sued free-to-air broadcaster CBS over an interview of Ms. Harris aired on its 60 Minutes program. The lawsuit alleges the interview was misleading. It alleges that there were 2 different responses from Harris responding to a question about the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Mr. Trump is upset about the one aired on 60 Minutes. Now, the extraordinary part of this is that the suit is demanding $10 billion in damages. It is a very, very strange election campaign. Finally, story number 5, it has been a big week for tech stock earnings. Apple beat Wall Street sales and profit expectations, helped by strong sales of the iPhone 16. Sales for the quarter were $94 billion. That is 144 billion Aussie dollars. That is staggering. Amazon rallied 4% after it projected better than expected profit and revenue as its cloud business, AWS, gains momentum. The company is putting more money into data center construction to support the AI boom. Chipmaker Intel reported revenue above estimates, sending its share price higher. Another tech stock to do well was Aussie-based Atlassian. It posted stronger than expected cloud revenue, sending its share price up 17%. Weaker than expected results, though, from Microsoft and Meta earlier in the week triggered slides in their share price overnight. And that's it for the afternoon report for Friday, the 1st of November 2024. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the weekend edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Michael Thompson. Enjoy your evening.